I mean, not that we've been new already, but the more I read, the more I realize why Alfie was cast as John, because, like, he is John, basically, maybe minus the alcohol and rockstar nature, but his sister's a pop star, so that's close enough, right? This lighting is called Thor is Asleep, and I can't turn my light on, so I'm using my iPhone flashlight for lighting. So I'm on part 2 of How to Be Famous. Joanna left DME and went on an interview and ran into Jerry again. Unfortunately, she banged him, but I didn't have to read about it, so tiny victories. John still has not appeared, but he has talked to Joanna via the phone. I forgot to mention in my last vlog, I mean, if you've read the book, you already know this, but John refers to Joanna as Duchess, and I think that's freaking adorable. So, I mean, we're talking about John here, so adorable. I have the same adrenalized stab I get whenever I unexpectedly hear him, a feeling that his ghost is in the room, and that if I could finesse the turning on the radio, he would suddenly manifest wholly next to me, roaring Duchess! And we would simply jump out of this moving car and run away somewhere better. I have not seen him for so long. The success of the song is what's getting between us. With each play, he is galloping a little farther away from me. If something doesn't happen soon in my career to let me draw equal with him, I might never catch up to him. I can't wait until my first column appears in the face. I'm counting down the days. January 8th. That's when my plan activates. Oh, wait for me. Don't forget me. I am made of the same stuff as you. Soon I will prove it. Joanna, babe, that's relatable. Alright, it's day 2, and we're here with normal lighting now because it's not nighttime. John is back in London off his European tour, so hopefully he'll be making an appearance soon. It only took 17 chapters, but Bay is finally here. When I got to the bar, John was already there, and already quite drunk, and already with other people. This is the worst thing about knowing someone famous, aside from the fact that they are always busy. They are never alone. They are always surrounded by people. You can always tell where a famous person is in the room. They will be at the epicenter of the cluster of oddly overanimated people, all essentially queuing to talk to them. So, John's new manager, agent, person, we hate him. We don't like him. He's an asshole. How much of an asshole, you ask? Well, here's the tea. I'm going to give you some advice, sweetheart. If you want to stay in this industry, don't hang around in an artist's dressing room, getting drunk, punching him, and acting like a fucking competition winner, okay? But we're friends. We're just joking. It's what we do. Well, I'm sure, as his friend, you won't want to make his evening more difficult, Andy said. He's at work. If you want to have an attention-seeking pretend argument with him, I'm sure you can have it in the cab going home with him. Oh, there was so much spite in that sentence. The presumption that I will not be in a cab with John, as I don't really know him that well. The slight inference of hoarshness. My face went red. Felt like a messy child making things difficult for the grown-ups. She deserves better. Why did you have to ruin her night, Andy? Of course his name is Andy. Of course it is. That's like basically the equivalent of being a Karen for men. And at 19, I already have the sense that this is the job of women to simply absorb the unpleasantness that bad men dole out to us. If we stop doing this, revealing all the awfulness sloshing around, then all the good men would become sad and anxious on our behalves, and the world would consist of only bad men and sad men, and be no fun at all. It is the work of mere seconds to simply cut the unhappiness and keep the world more joyful. It's no effort at all. This makes me upset. John said, don't disrespect women, and you know what? He right. So her friend Suzanne got mad at Jerry and threw a drink in his face, and now Joanna got kicked out of John's party, and John is looking for her, and she missed 3 phone calls from him, and all 3 were equally devastating, and my honey nut feels hurt. I don't know if you could see, but there are genuine tears in my eyes. I'm genuinely really upset about this, guys. Phew, it's okay. John is at Joanna's house. He's taking. He's very drunk and on drugs, but it's okay. Well, I have the advantage of being a very old man, Jaws says calmly. I'm 27, and you must be somebody who just turned 27 on Saturday. Yeah, that sounds about right. We return to the iPhone lighting. My dog isn't sleeping yet, but the sun went down, so maybe we'll forego the scary iPhone light for as long as possible. But right now, John is at Joanna's house and he just started snorting cocaine. Lovely. Kate, isn't it great? It'll be just like Plastic 2014. It's great. It's fine. We'll just watch Alfie snort cocaine again. It's fine. He must be really fucked out of his mind because he just referred to cocaine as a meal substitute. John had always been a drinker, a joyous Viking drinker, but this was the second time I'd seen him in this state. The kind of drunk that starts early and explosive, then feels like a slow slide down into darkness. Before, he seemed to drink to make the world bigger, the night longer, the stories brighter. He drank to fly. Now, he seemed to drink to drown. When he came up from snorting his line, he was gasping a little as he thumbed his nose. The expression on people's faces the second after they take coke has always intrigued me. They always look a little surprised that they've actually done it, as if up until the last second they thought they might think better of it, but have just realized that actually, no, they really do just want to get fucked up. John. Got me feeling like Padme over here, breaking my heart. You know, it's not very often that I have sadness that a book is coming to an end. I mean, not that I'm at the very end. I'm currently 49% of the way through, but that means I'm halfway through. And I don't think there's another book. And I'm getting kind of sad about it. Which is strange, because I don't usually get like that about books. I kind of usually just read them and then say, oh, that was great, and go on to the next one. But I don't know, there's a sadness with this one. I don't want it to be over. So, remember when I said that Joanna unfortunately banged Jerry? Well, Jerry filmed it, and now he's using it as blackmail. So fuck Jerry. Oh good, Abby has just informed me that there is, in fact, another book. It's just not published yet. That's both great and heartbreaking news. Good, because that means there's another book. Sad, because I can't binge it. Now I have to wait for it. What if it's like waiting for Game of Thrones season 8 and then she just kills Jon? No, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. They wouldn't betray me. I said the same thing about Dan and Dave. I said they wouldn't betray me. I said Theon would get out fine. Caitlin Moran, I'm begging, don't do anything bad to Jon. Please, please, please. Please. Friday is the last day of Kite's UK tour. The reviews have come in for the first half, and they were not good. Messy, incoherent, drunk. I had figured on leaving him alone while he was on tour, but at 11 a.m. on Friday morning, I get a call. Please come, he says. It's just Eastbourne. I need to end this tour on a high, and I've no one here except that cunt Andy Wolf. He is a cunt, I say cheerfully. I'm glad you agree, John says. Then I could hear something in the background. Andy says that I'm not allowed to call him a cunt, and you're a cunt for calling him a cunt, John said. Well, Andy, I'm just saying, if two people said it, it's probably true. I'm so fucked, Dutch, he says, with a painfully bright smile. I've got the morbs. The morbs is John's phrase for feeling morbid. Is there anything in particular? I ask. I think I might be allergic to success, he says, and laughs, and then looks like he might cry. I'm so tired. Last week, someone suggested I try smack. They said it was like having a holiday without disrupting your schedule. People are trying to give me heroin for practical reasons, Dutch. Oh, John. Interesting week, I say diplomatically. Interesting week, he says back. He pushes a key across the table. He told me to get you a room. Thank you, I say very politely. I will need somewhere to sleep. I might as well have said, thank you, I am not a groupie. Maybe it's because I've only fancied one man since the age of 9 or so, my entire life. And really, I'm only interested in women, usually. But Joanna just compared a penis to a dog that's happy to see you. I genuinely just don't understand that comparison at all. The best word in all existence, swashbuckler, has once again made an appearance. When I started coming down to London, I wanted to be a lady sex adventurer, or a swashbuckler. I've just always felt that I could find myself through stoating around and ending up in a bed with pick and mix of likely fellows. It's the only way you can get people alone. It's the only way you can find out who they really are. We're back in the same Game of Thrones shirt. I'll take a shower later. I just want to read. It's been a long day. So we are now on chapter 27. And Joanna and her friend, co-worker, I'd call her friend, Suzanne, are going to Suzanne's dad's favorite restaurant. That's where I left off yesterday. My drinking revolved around sugary kiddie booze, peach schnapps, cider and blackcurrant, whiskey and coke. They were delicious drinks that kept you peppy. Hard agree, Joanna. As it turned out, being a wine donkey is quite enjoyable. It makes you liquid and fuzzy within 20 minutes. I was holding Suzanne's hand and telling her how amazing she was. I was so full of hot love. The wine had set it all right. The wine had made me want to say everything I had thought. I filled my mouth with words. You're like the eye of a hurricane. I told her, stroking her fingers as she beamed at me delightedly. You rearrange everything in the room just by walking into it. If that ain't me when I am drunk, Kate knows. I knew it. I knew it. I knew Jerry could not be trusted. He has blackmailed Joanna. I knew it. I knew it. Fuck that guy. I mean, fucking her got her into this situation, so maybe that's too good and explicit for Jerry. Let's think of another one. Jerry, go to hell. Yeah, that one works. What's not your game, babe? A voice from behind me says. I turn around. It's John. You're here, I cry, standing up and hugging him. I look at him, half expecting to see the same puffy, unhappy shambles I'd left in Eastbourne. But being locked away in a studio in Wales recording has clearly been good for him. His eyes no longer look like those of Sharon. He's lost what looks to be nearly a stone, and his posture has gone from that of a victim to that of someone about to start dancing. Tonight, he has been nominated for Album of the Year, Single of the Year, and Solo Artist of the Year. Tomorrow, he begins a tour of America.